listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Tyson, are you with us?
Yes, indeed, and strike up the band.
See, I just said
who suggested that, and how do we unsuggest it quickly? Tyson.
Oh, it's already done. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. Welcome to the program. You're on with Adrian Paul, Ashley Palmer. You're on with Tom Vitorino.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
It's wonderful to be here today.
You're just in time for the singing that's going to happen soon.
Yeah, the
singing in the rain. Actually.
Yes, Ashley's going to sing for us. Real quick, though, you have a movie to discuss on this week's program. It is Halloween, and we do tend to lean in that direction in October, but what do you have?
Well, because a couple of weeks ago I revisited The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, I realized I'd never seen the Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow film, so I would like to talk about it today if anybody would be interested in that.
It doesn't matter if they're interested or not, because that's what we're talking about. I've decided. So, have you all seen it? Have you seen the movie?
No, I didn't see it.
Not the Tim Burton version.
Well, Ashley's nodding yes, so she's seen it. But actually, I will tell you, it's a superior film in terms of production design. The guy nailed the atmosphere. I mean, Go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Rick Heinrichs, I believe, was his name. Or Hendricks.
Hendricks, yeah. Go ahead, Tyson. Don't let me interrupt you. To walk us down the Sleepy Hollow path for a minute.
Oh, the Sleepy Hollow path. Well, yes, it's an interesting take on the original story. It's set in 1799, which was interesting because it was released in 1999, so they were obviously prepping for the new millennium to come out, so they brought that in there. This story is actually set about 20 years before the book itself was published, or the book in which the story appears was published. Much longer book collection of letters. Anyway, so it's Johnny Depp, it's Christina Ricci, it's a huge cast of people you've seen in other films. Ian McDiarmid, of course, from the Star Wars movies, specifically the prequels, although I believe he was also in number 3. That was him. The guy, I can never remember the man's name, but he played Mr. Dursley in the Dursley in the Harry Potter films. Has Michael Gambon and Miranda Richardson. So basically Dumbledore and Rita Skeeter. That was interesting.
Well,
go ahead.
It is well cast. What's interesting about this version, and this has been done a few times, last week or 2 weeks ago, we actually, and you can see it on our YouTube channel, we did a review of Disney's version of Sleepy Hollow, which some people say was actually banned for a while, the one that Bing Crosby narrates. And that you can actually check that on our YouTube channel. It's pretty hilarious. But that led us to this. And what the difference is the mechanism that moves the story forward is instead of being a school teacher, Ichabod Crane is a constable in New York and is asked to go into Sleepy Hollow to investigate some murders. And upon arriving in Sleepy Hollow, he hears this. I've got a clip. Hang tight. And, of course, they go on to explain that he's, been killed by, American regulars, and basically now that's the reason for the murders, is this Hessian mercenary has now been running through the western woods, taking people's heads off. It's actually done in a pretty stylistic manner. It's not as bad as it sounds. And if you read the book by Washington Irving, this does stay pretty close to some of that story's backlog, which is interesting. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Actually,
I've always wanted to see it. Funny enough, I just haven't gotten around to it for some reason.
No, it's hard to be you, but you have seen it, Ashley.
I have, but it was like 13 years ago, so it's kind of cool to be reminded of all of it.
99, I guess that is.
Yeah.
So was it a movie you would recommend? Would Ashley Palmer put her stamp of approval on this film?
From my recollection, yes.
You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmeyer, right here on LA Talk Radio.